All right, let's talk about SpaceX. It looks like it's finally happening. After all the years of rumors and speculation, the company is going public. So today, we're going to dive deep and unpack the real story behind what's shaping up to be one of the biggest IPOs in history.
It all kicked off with just two words. When a report about a 2026 IPO dropped, Elon Musk simply replied, "As usual, Eric is accurate." And just like that, he sent absolute shockwaves through the tech and finance worlds. This wasn't just some random post. This was the starting gun.
So this begs the huge question, why now? I mean, for years, Musk has been famous for resisting a public offering, right? He's always talked about the pressures of short-term thinking from Wall Street. So what's changed? Well, the answer is this fascinating mix of business, technology, and yeah, even politics. Let's break it all down. To really get why this is happening now, you've got to do one thing first. Follow the money. And believe me, there is a lot of it. To get a sense of the scale here, we have to talk numbers. Reports are throwing around a valuation for SpaceX that is just mind-boggling. $800 billion. Now, to be fair, Musk has kind of pushed back on that exact figure, but it gives you an idea of the ballpark we're in. The company is reportedly trying to raise over $30 billion in its IPO, when it first sells shares to the public. It's huge.
So where's all this cash coming from? You might automatically think, oh, it's got to be those big NASA contracts. But you'd actually be wrong. Take a look at this projection. NASA contracts, they're expected to be less than 5% of SpaceX's revenue. The real cash cow, the engine that's driving this whole thing, is something else entirely.
And Musk himself put it pretty bluntly. The whole idea that SpaceX is just subsidized by NASA, he says that's absolutely false. The real financial powerhouse here is Starlink, their booming commercial satellite internet service. By beaming high-speed internet to pretty much every corner of the planet, they've built this massive, stable, and totally independent revenue stream. And that financial maturity, that's the first key piece of this puzzle. Okay, so with that solid financial ground under their feet, SpaceX is now looking way ahead. And that brings us to the next piece of the IPO puzzle. The seriously futuristic tech that could basically reshape our world for decades. You see, the real motivation for this IPO, it goes so much deeper than just today's balance sheets. This is about raising the money, the capital, to fund the next great leap in technology, one that solves a massive, growing problem right here on Earth. Let's talk about AI. Its rise is a total game changer, but it comes with this enormous problem. It uses a ridiculous, almost unsustainable amount of power. So, what's the solution? Orbital data centers. Just imagine these huge data farms floating in space, getting juiced 24/7 by the sun, powering the next generation of artificial intelligence. See, SpaceX isn't just launching rockets anymore. They're literally building the foundation for AI in orbit. But here's the thing. A rock-solid business plan and a wild futuristic vision, that's not quite enough. Not for a move this big, and not for a company this critical to national interests. For this to happen, the political climate, it has to be just right. And this timeline, wow, it really shows you just how quickly the political winds can shift. I mean, look back at the summer of 2025. Things were clearly tense between Musk and the White House. But then, fast forward just a few months to November, and you see a complete 180. A Musk ally is back in the running for NASA chief, and Musk himself is at a White House dinner. The path, it seems, was cleared. And this potential change at the top of NASA, it is a huge deal for SpaceX. On one side, you have the acting administrator Sean Duffy, who's been a vocal critic. But on the other, you have the nominee, Jared Isaacman, a guy who isn't just a public ally of Musk, he's literally flown on SpaceX rockets as a paying customer. I mean, it doesn't get much friendlier than that. So let's connect all these dots, let's get back to our original question and really answer it. Why is all of this happening right now?
It really seems like this IPO is happening because of a perfect storm. It's not just one thing. First, you have the financial stability from Starlink, giving them a solid commercial base. Second, you have this incredibly bold vision for the future of AI infrastructure. And third, the political winds have shifted in their favor. It's the convergence of these three powerful forces that's making this moment possible.
So this IPO, it really marks a new chapter, not just for SpaceX, but for all of humanity's future in space. And it leaves us with this really critical question to think about. Will a publicly traded SpaceX, with all its massive resources, unleash a new wave of competition and innovation? Or Are we watching the creation of an unshakable monopoly in the final frontier?